Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. If you're new, my name is Neil. We're going to talk some Colorado Avalanche versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I understand that this video is a little bit delayed, and there's some upset people in the comment section of why I had not posted a video right after the game or maybe the next day. Newsflash, I actually have just a small amount of a social life, and while I am sorry that this is delayed, I don't regret it. I'll make videos when I can. So, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Colorado Avalanche was, to me, it was the be-all, end-all series. It was what should have been the Stanley Cup final. That was my impression going into the series. After the series is now over, I feel the exact same way. That was an absolutely, just as a hockey fan, not regardless of who you're cheering for, just as a hockey fan watching that was an incredible series. It had everything. Great goaltending. Great goaltending at both ends. High-flying, dynamic offense with incredible highlight reel goals. It had physicality. It had, just drama as far as one team would get a lead and the other team would come back, and there was overtime games. Like, it literally had everything that you would possibly want in a series. And it was, you could say technically the two best teams in the NHL going head-to-head, which should have been the Stanley Cup final. And that's what it felt like going into the series, and that's what it felt like going out of the series. And I'm shocked it didn't go to 7 games. But it was everything that I wanted it to be. So I feel very satisfied. Now, I was technically cheering for Colorado, but I predicted Vegas to win. So either way, I was going to be disappointed. But I did predict Vegas to win the Cup prior to the season starting, so I had to stick with that. I had to stick with that prediction. But if I hadn't done that prior to the season starting, I probably would have picked Colorado to win the series, and I probably would have felt very good about that prediction after the first game. And it was frustrating because I saw Leonard get a lot of hate because Vegas played Leonard in that first game, if you guys aren't aware. I saw him get a lot of hate, and I felt that was really unjustified because I don't know if it mattered who was in net for Vegas in that first game. I felt like that was a completely different Vegas team in front of the goalie that night. It was not only was Colorado playing at 100%, and they were just they've never been more in the zone, and not literally in the zone, but the saying in the zone mentally. And Vegas was just out of the zone. They just weren't there. And Leonard got a lot of hate online, and I felt that was really that frustrated me because while he didn't play good, they didn't lose because of him. That was an entire team loss based on basically every player. So I feel bad for Leonard. The only playoff game that he was able to kind of get into in that series didn't go well. So not good for the confidence. But Vegas fought back, and really incredible that they were able to do that, because after seeing that Colorado team in that first game, just like, there's no one going to beat Colorado if they play like this. Like, there's nobody can stop this team. They were doing everything right, and as the series progressed, they just kind of dialed back a little bit, and Vegas got stronger and stronger, and they proved that they can roll with the big boys on Colorado. They can shut down certain players. And I think Colorado, honestly, suffered a bit from the Kadri loss. They lost some depth, and important depth. And it's just another example of how him being irresponsible and being stupid has potentially cost his team a series and a Stanley Cup. So I think the Colorado Avalanche are kind of in the same shoes that the Toronto Maple Leafs were with him. They look at him and like, we can't trust you. Like, we got you to a dance, and then you just walked off the stage. Like, so very frustrating as far as a roster or personnel perspective from the Colorado Avalanche. I feel like he really let the team down. And you could argue, well, maybe he should have only got 4 games, or maybe he should have got 5 games, and he could have been there if Department of Player Safety gave him less. That's not the point, guys. That's not the point. He made a mistake, and he paid for it. And he hasn't learned his lesson 3 times in a row. So what do you do? But anyways, just a couple quick thoughts for you. I think Vegas will almost certainly handedly beat Montreal, but I've said that against Toronto, and I've said that against Winnipeg, and Montreal has beat both of them. So maybe they will surprise me again. Clearly, I will be cheering for the Montreal Canadiens, but I also really like Vegas, as you guys know, so I'm not going to be incredibly disappointed if Montreal loses that series. But I am disappointed that the Colorado Avalanche lost, because I felt like, in a way, this was their year a little bit. They just show so much promise, and then it all just kind of folds in playoffs in certain situations. So I can see that McKinnon is extremely extremely frustrated and disappointed. He's still young. He still has lots of time, but there's lots of frustration there. Grubauer was unbelievable in certain games of the series, and then other times he let in kind of some stinker goals. So I'm sure that some of the players are a little bit frustrated by that, but I don't blame the series loss on Grubauer at all. Like I said, he was amazing during a lot of this series. The fans in both the arenas, I can't finish this video without talking about the fans. Unbelievable in Colorado and unbelievable in Vegas. Now, there was an incident in Vegas where a Vegas fan ran down and grabbed a flag of a Colorado fan. I think it was a Colorado Avalanche flag, and he took it and he ran back up the stairs. And then the Colorado Avalanche fans went up, and then there was physical altercation. And I retweeted that video on Twitter, and a lot of people were just completely trashing the Vegas fan base in a whole. And I was kind of shocked by that, because while that video does not make Vegas fans look good, not all Vegas fans are like that. And I don't understand why people just, there's one bad apple, and then they just assume that the entire franchise, or fan base rather, is exactly like that. And that's just not the case. Every single fan base has those bad fans, including my Montreal Canadiens, including the Toronto Maple Leafs, including every single team in the NHL. Every team has those idiots that do stuff like that make everyone look bad. And I just don't like looping everyone into that same pool. When I was in Vegas for 3 weeks, or almost 3 weeks, I guess I was around Vegas, every interaction that I had with any Vegas fan, even if I was wearing another team's merchandise, like I had an LA hat there for a while, wore my Montreal Canadiens hat, I had a Minnesota Wild hat that I wore, and I think I had a Washington hat as well, and a shirt. Not one negative thing was said to me, and it was the opposite. Like, I had really good interactions with every single Vegas Golden Knights fan. It just wasn't my experience, and obviously everyone has different experiences. Obviously, if people hate the Vegas Golden Knights fans, maybe they've had a couple, but that doesn't mean that every Vegas Golden Knights fan is an idiot. That's just not the case. I loved it. I loved my time there, and I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to see everyone down there again. And once this COVID thing is over with, it is definitely going to be one of the first places that I consider going back to, Vegas and the surrounding area, and seeing some friends down there and meeting more people. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Just a quick recap now. Jason and I will be recapping this series maybe a little bit more in depth on the podcast that releases today, and you're not going to want to miss it, because we made a mistake last weekend. We forgot to paint Jason's face with a Montreal Canadiens logo. He's a Boston fan. It was a bet. You'll learn more about it in the podcast if you don't know, but we're going to do it today. So if you want to see if you want to see someone wearing full Boston merch but wear a Montreal Canadiens logo painted on their face, you should go check out our podcast today. It is going to be linked down below in the description, that channel, and head on over there, hit the subscribe button, and you'll see that later tonight. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Adios.